So tell us a bit more about the Ben Howard charity. How did that come about?
The Ben Howard charity was opened in November 2007 when Ben was ill, to actually try and get a clinical trial for Ben to be the guinea pig, the trialist in this area in the UK, because he wasn't well enough to travel. But when Ben died, we effectively kept the cancer appeal going so that we could give money to people with cancer. And it was the year after Ben died that Ashley Tyler was the first beneficiary of the appeal.
And how many beneficiaries up to now have been helped through the charity?
I think there's 10 people locally. There's a lady called Nora Dean, a gentleman called Graham Lawton. Janet Ashmore is our best success story. She's had £4,000 off us, and that effectively allowed her to go to Germany to receive proton therapy. And without the proton therapy, she would now be in a wheelchair and blind, at least, if not dead. So Janet is a great example of how we've helped people, and she has nominated me for a Charity Champion award through the Sentinel newspaper. Fantastic.
And the Benfest, can you tell us a bit about Benfest? What's all that about?
Benfest is the first ever Benfest. It's a festival of music, comedy and dance, but mainly music. And it's going to be at Wood Farm, Great Gate, which is near Alton Towers. And the Benfest will have fun fair rides, it will have camping availability, lots of barbecues going on, a bar, a huge barn which has a projection screen, a dance floor, a PA system and a functioning licensed bar. And the Benfest will be in 274 acres of land with a huge oak tree which is going to be a memory tree, so that you can pay £5 to have a laminated leaf that you can write on your loved one's details, and those are going to be hanging from the oak tree until after Benfest, and then we're going to create a virtual book on Facebook so that everybody's loved one can be remembered online. And then we're having donkey rides on a Sunday.
So is it like a weekend event?
It's a weekend event.
And when is this happening?
It's the first weekend in September, so it's the 3rd of September to the 5th of September. And it's a very family-orientated weekend. And also, this is where my goats live, so there will be a woodland walk with blackberry picking, and there's a fishing pond as well, and people can just enjoy the woodland and get to know the nature and the history of the place, which is near Croxton Abbey. So it has a lot of history associated with Wood Farm.
Right, well, it sounds a really, really big event. It sounds really exciting. Where can people find out about this event?
They can find out about the event by visiting benfest.org on the internet, or they can ring Carol Howard, me, on 07811 399 625. They can also ask about it at the Charity Warehouse, which is at Frailings Business Park at Trubshaw Cross.
Tell us about this. I'm intrigued about this Charity Warehouse, Carl. Tell us about the Charity Warehouse.
The Charity Warehouse, this is Frailings Business Park. It's where they used to make three-piece suites at Frailings Furniture. So it's a huge, huge warehouse with a big car park. It's all on the level, so it's disabled access. And it's full of furniture, electrical items, it's going to have clothes and shoes. It's got ornaments, mirrors, bric-a-brac, jewellery, and it's got toilet facilities as well, so you can go and browse to your heart's content. You can stay all day if you want and just have a mooch. It's got lots of records, DVDs, CDs, and bikes. We've got things like bikes, golf clubs, camping equipment. We never know what we're going to get through the door.
And what times does this open till?
It's open 10 till 4, 7 days a week.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that sounds amazing. I'm just intrigued to find, all these things, what you're doing, Carol, you're helping the community, you're a very, very inspirational woman, and Ben must be looking down on you, saying, wow, I'm so proud of my mum.
Well, yeah, sorry, I did see a psychic last October, and she actually said she connected with Ben, and she'd never met me or Ben before. She just saw a photograph of him because I showed her a photograph, and she said that he's very embarrassed about the fame, but it's all right as long as we set out what we wanted to do, which is get the gene therapy in the UK. So that's a reminder to me that we really need to get the gene therapy in the UK. But a lot of the things that she said were very accurate. And another thing she did actually say on Ben's behalf was, no disrespect, Mum, but while I'm worrying about you, there's other places I could be. which in the spirit world is reassuring for me to know that he's okay. She said he's in no pain. He would have liked a family, but it's not a problem. And there was just key aspects of what he said. So knowing that Ben is spiritually still there, it is a great consolation. I just think I'm doing what I can in Ben's memory.
Yeah, and by creating this charity and by creating the warehouse and all these other things, Ben's memory still lives on. And, it's amazing what you do. And, to help so many people who get diagnosed, when they get that shock of, they've been diagnosed with a form of cancer, it affects the person who's got the cancer and also the immediate family as well. And for what you do, Carol, by helping, by sending people off, like this lady you mentioned, to Germany to help her with her treatment, who, probably doesn't have the money to do that. Without your charity in existence, people can't do the things what they want to do. So to me, as a person who's campaigned and been in charity for the last 10 years, I find you a very inspirational woman. There's not many Carols about, and there should be more. And and the government should be putting more money into places like you and local authority to give you some contract service level agreement to put some funding into your organisation. So, there must be, every week somebody gets diagnosed with cancer, and needs some support, and without your charity, they can't get that support. So, can you just give us the website and the contact details again to the insights and that?
Yes, the warehouse has got its a Facebook page, so the Ben Howard Charity Warehouse is on Facebook. The Ben Howard Appeal website is benhowardappeal.org, and the contact number for anything really to do with the appeal is mine, which is 07811 399 625, and that is a mobile number, so please don't ring the Stoke code instead, because I think there's a lady in Longton that's fed up of getting the phone calls. Right. It is 07811 at the beginning, 399 625.
Right, and I'll be repeating them numbers later on in the programme. Carol, where do you see yourself in the next, I know I'm not trying to be Mystic Maggie, but in the next 2 years, where would you like to be? Where would you like to be with a charity? What aspirations do you have? Because, you're very an inspirational woman and you have lots of different ideas, and you're doing all these fantastic things with the charity, the Ben Festival, the warehouse, the belly dancing, the goats as well, the 5 goats. You can even sponsor a goat as well. Tell us a bit about sponsoring a goat.
Yes, sponsor a goat. When we get online payments, which by the time this goes on air, actually we should have the online payments, you can sponsor the goats. You can sponsor them as much as you want. It isn't like a PDSA or anything like that. If you want to sponsor the goats, and their names are George Bilborough II, that's the big Billy, that's Daddy, and Toddington Edna, that's the mum. Then there's Patchwork Dennis, that's the son, and Reliance Orange, that's the daughter, and then there's Patchwork Ruth, who's the daughter's daughter. So these are lovely Bagot goats, and Bagots are endangered. It's a rare breed. There's only 200 in the country, and I've got 5 of them. And I use my money, which I earned from the Stoke City Council for teaching Arabic dance, to buy the goats, and so they're registered as mine in the name of the Ben Howard Cancer Appeal. You can also go to Wood Farm, pay some money to feed them, so you buy the food and then you'll feed them. So at the moment we're having decking put down so that it's disabled access to get to the goats. And Wood Farm is also got a lot of paranormal activity there. So it's got a lot of history, a lot of orbs, and people who know about orbs will know what I mean. But it's a very friendly place as well. Lots of history, and you can see all the Derbyshire Dales from the field.
Well, to our listeners, I reckon that Carol will be coming back in the next 2 years and saying to us in the studio that she's actually set up a community farm. She's got goats, pigs, rabbits, you name it, Carol's got it at the farm. So do listen out for that. Well, Carol, thanks ever so much today for joining us in our temporary studio, and we wish you all the very best for the future and all the very best with your endeavours, and keep up the good work. And, you're an amazing person. And you've got your own website as well, Carol. How can people contact you through your own website?
There's 2 websites that I've got. We've got Angels in Arts, so it's Angels with an S on the end, in Arts. Angels in Arts is my sole trading name for my creative arts, including dance. and staffordshiresocialsolutions.org, which I know is a mouthful, but it's a social enterprise that's going to help people declutter their houses and get out into the open. So there's two things. So declutter your houses and help your friends declutter. Bring all the clutter to the Ben Howard Charity Warehouse so they help the charity. But then we'll help you get out into the open to places like Wood Farm.
Yeah, that sounds absolutely amazing. So if our listeners want to find out more information, they can go onto our website, which is autismradiouk.co.uk. That's autismradio.co.uk. You can follow us online on Facebook, which is Autism Radio UK. And we'll be inviting Carol back probably around the end of September into the studio so she can come back and tell us all about the Ben Festival, what's gone on there and how much money's been raised and how things are going on with the warehouse. And you never know, Carol might come in with a business plan saying that she's got this community farm set up and I can see it in 2 years' time. There's going to be a community farm. So that's really good. Thanks ever so much, Carol, for joining us. You're an inspirational woman, and I don't meet many people like you who's got so much energy, drive, determination, and you've had over the last few years you've had a roller coaster of a ride, but you've pulled yourself up and thought, I'm going to do it, and you've certainly done it. And people out there, really appreciate the work you're doing. You probably don't get thanked much, because in the community centre, a lot of people probably don't. They probably just think, oh, it's that person again who's helping the community, and they don't get thanks. So on behalf of the community of Stoke-on-Trent, I say a big thank you for all the work you're doing, and I hope you continue the work, what you're doing.
Well, thank you very much, Kevin, because it's really nice to know somebody like you. I say the same back. You're very, very inspirational. There's not many of us about, and I think people call us stalwarts. I think we're community stalwarts.
I've not heard that expression before. A stalwart is somebody who never gives in, never gives up, and never gives in. Campaigns and just community, a person that you'd really miss if they weren't here, because all the work you do as well. Yeah, well, that's Carol Howard from Angel and Arts, and Carol is certainly an angel. Thanks for joining us today on the show. Until next time, take care and God bless.